Hey Aquarius, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. So as I was doing the pre-shuffle, something that was catching my eye, the star card was coming up, but I was feeling very drawn towards like the appendix area. I was seeing this too. It's the page of swords. So yeah, there could be something going on within the like lower abdomen area. That can be a specific message too, but it felt specifically like where the appendix are. Just something that was catching my eye. Okay, we have the page of swords and we have the lovers here. Looks like there's learning that's going on. Can be with you and another person. Can also be something that's happening in a more general sense too. Like you learning from your relationships. This can also be getting to know another person, but it doesn't only have to be about them. It can be like what you're learning about yourself as you're moving through something. I'm seeing Ace of Pentacles, but I'm also seeing Three of Swords here too. So it can be something that's happening. Like lovers usually implies a relationship. It doesn't have to be with another person, but generally it is, but not for everybody. So it's like you interacting with something or someone else. And I am seeing the Ace of Pentacles, which is generally like a new chapter that we're starting. And then having the Three of Swords here, there can be like healing that's involved in this. There can be like pain that's being brought up. There can be like awareness of pain that's being brought up or of feelings that are being brought up. It looks like something that you're working with right now. So it does look like there's even like a motivation to heal through this. It seems like this new chapter is allowing you to address something that feels like it's already been done. But it's something that may stick with you. That could be like a stitch in your side. And that can also be like why that imagery was coming through as well. You know, it's like the thorn in the paw that's being dealt with right now, that's been there, and now it's time to address that thing so it's not hurting you any longer. So it can be integrated so it's not sticking out anymore. Unintegrated. But it looks like something challenging to address here, because this can be something that, like, it's hard to face this. Really hard to face this. You can be talking about this too. Okay. I'm seeing a couple different things going on here. It looks like through a relationship that you have, there's like learning that's happening. And I'm seeing it also sort of like springboarding off of this. It feels like it's bringing up some heavy like topics or something heavy energetically that's being brought up through this that may really be like very challenging to move through. But I'm seeing it be like, rather than just sitting in that, it looks like there's an expression of that. And there's like learning through, even Page of Swords can be like talking about it. And having to like Page of Swords, and then over here, the Knight of Cups, it's like sharing with somebody that you feel connected with and like learning through the conversation that's being had. And having lovers and having the Three of Cups below it, this can be like friendships and stuff like that. And I'm also seeing I'm also seeing the King of Pentacles here. So there can be like a new role that you're taking on, or like something that you're doing that it feels like a new chapter. Even like a new role of responsibility. Or different patterns that you're creating, while also going through something that is feeling a bit tricky or difficult to move through. Yeah, this looks like something that may have happened within a relationship. Like an interpersonal thing. Okay. It appears like you're stepping into something that you wanted to step into while also dealing with... It's like something is happening for you that you want to happen while also dealing with something that happened that you may not have wanted to happen. So it's kind of like two things happening at once here, sort of simultaneously. It even feels like I had no other choice than to step into this. And I'm seeing it be part of like a new groove that you're adopting here. Which is giving you time to look into this. What you're feeling, why you're feeling like that. Seeing Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Looks like you're figuring out something that you're going to be taking action with here. It's like rather than taking on something that you don't want, creating something that you do want and like figuring out how to do that. Let's move these over. The way that this is feeling is you potentially being in a space that's open and receptive, but then I'm like seeing you getting certain messages. This can even be like, I'm really trying to tune in right now, tune into what I'm feeling and what's coming up for me. But then when I'm seeing certain things come up, like Four of Cups can be a resistance to those things of like, okay, I'm getting the message of how I'm feeling right now, but then Four of Cups can be like turning away from that. And it does feel like there are certain relationships that could be helping you with this. And also, if there are other people involved in this, you could be at a point where Page of Swords is being in a place where there are things that you're learning and being introduced to and exposing yourself to and absorbing. And having this Knight of Cups come through, this can be like certain people coming through, or like a certain person coming through to reach out to you and saying things to you. And even though Knight of Cups would allude to someone speaking from a genuine place emotionally, Four of Cups can be like, I'm recognizing something within this, where Page of Swords can be like, I'm hearing you out, but then Four of Cups can be like, but I'm not resonating with what you're communicating, or I'm not resonating with what you're saying. And then I'm seeing the Lovers and the Three of Cups and Page of Pentacles, and this is feeling more so like leaning away maybe from what's not resonating with you, or like messages that aren't resonating with you, meaning you're like using your discernment with like what you are resonating with versus what you're not resonating with, and then sort of gravitating more towards even like your relationships or your connections that you do feel supported within. Because like lovers are different relationships that we have, two different things and different people. And Three of Cups is generally like where we feel seen and where we feel connected, where we feel supported, where we even feel celebrated and held and recognized within that space. And I'm seeing that's what's helping you with a new chapter that you're starting. And I'm seeing the King of Pentacles here, which sort of feels like the main theme of what's going on for you. So it kind of feels like there's a role that you're stepping into right now, whether this be a new job or just something personally within your life, or like new responsibilities that you have. And having the Knight of Pentacles, it can mean sort of like tending to those things every day and building in that direction every day and like showing up every day. And I'm then seeing the Three of Swords here, and then the Nine of Cups here, and then also the Two of Pentacles here. And so this can be dealing with something that there's like pain involved, and there's also like the pursuit of the heart that's happening, and trying to balance both of those things. Like something that hurt, and also leaning towards what I want, and finding like where they connect and where they disconnect. And it seems like because of this Three of Swords, which is generally like pain that we're experiencing in some way, or something that happened that felt hurtful to us, I feel like you're also dealing with that while still trying to like go after what you want. So it feels like dealing with things mentally and emotionally, and then also dealing with things on like a physical and passionate basis, where they're like different aspects of your life that are kind of coming together and ebbing and flowing, and sort of trying to like maintain the balance as you're moving through this. And so also too, like Page of Swords and Knight of Cups can be like, I'm open to all the messages, and I'm using my discernment to like filter through what's resonating with me and what's not resonating with me, so I can know the lovers, like what I do feel connected to from a heart space. Meaning if we just take on things that are not resonating with us, we then feel more disconnected and less seen. And if we go in the opposite direction, we feel more connected and we do feel seen. It does look like you're getting your groove back, even though you're going through something kind of intense right now. Because I'm seeing this Page of Wands coming up, which means that there is something that you're connecting with, or that you're going to be connecting with, or that you're prepared to pursue and wanting to pursue. As you're moving through something that you're still coming to terms with. Because it does feel like something that was going on went maybe a different way than you thought it was going to go. Like I expected this to happen, but that happened instead. But I am seeing you working through that, and so I'm seeing you like moving through that energy, even that sensation that you're experiencing. But I'm getting that it's taking some time. I feel like something happened and you're moving quickly into a space where you're like working that out and working through that. But it definitely seems like something that's not like happening overnight. Seeing Gemini and Pluto, which also makes sense for what we're seeing too, because Gemini can be about like learning things and communications and our interpersonal relationships, even like coworkers and stuff that we have, or people that we are co-working with, even if it's in our personal life. And then Pluto can be like getting to the bottom of things, wanting to understand the ins and outs of it, but through our experience and even through communication. As Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Strength in the Two of Pentacles. Strength can be like coming to terms with ourselves and even our humanity. As the Strength card has the lion and it also has this person on it. And the lion can be like our nature that can be hard sometimes to get under control or for us to work with. And the person in the picture is like learning to work with that aspect of themselves. And so Two of Pentacles can kind of be like coming to terms with those things rather than like fighting our nature or hating it or feeling a type of way about it. It's about like integrating it and learning how to work with it and taking the time that it takes to figure out that process. And giving yourself the time that you need, because it looks like there's also some diffusing that's happening. Four of Swords can also be taking like a more relaxed approach, like rather than needing to be like active and like bringing a lot of energy to something. It can be sort of like stepping back and observing what's going on and not exerting so much. And I'm seeing that's the way that you're going to work through this. There's definitely a very big coming to terms with something here, and I feel like it's self-reflective. Like even though you can be looking at something and being like, this is the situation that I'm coming to terms with, I also feel like there are things personally, like about yourself, that you're coming to terms with too, that feels like an acceptance or like getting to that point or trying to get to that point. Meaning you could look at something and be like, maybe I wish that I was different, or that I did that, or that I didn't do this, or that I was like that. It's like this sort of thing that I feel like there's again, just a coming to terms with things and like figuring out how that works and how to maneuver through something that didn't go as planned. I will say this too. You could be looking at this situation and being like, no, what I need to come to terms with is sort of the situation that's unfolded. The situation that's unfolded, but also it sort of like starts with you and yourself. So I'm seeing I keep hearing equalized. So I'm seeing that as you're working within the relationship between you and yourself, it seems like it's also impacting your perspective of this like external situation that's been unfolding, and it's showing you sort of how to maneuver through it and also come to terms with it. So it's like as you're coming to terms with things personally, because Leo is like the sun and our core and our ego and our personality and like what we identify as and how we label ourselves and how we express ourselves. As you're coming to terms with that, it seems like it's also like bleeding into a situation as well that you're coming to terms with here too. But it starts at home. And I'm also seeing this be sort of like a period of rest and reflection too. Because some of you, I'm seeing the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there can be something that there's an acceptance of, like a cycle that's closing out, or something that has happened that has been difficult to move through. Something that you're learning how to settle that you may feel unsettled about currently. Like a resistance that we feel to accepting something that makes it hard for us to carry on and move through, or even nearly impossible. But by you investing in this, I'm seeing that you're going to get to a point where there's like a greater understanding of what's going on and what was meant to be understood. Because we're ending here with the Ace of Swords, so this can be a clear and maybe more objective understanding that one was trying to reach but was maybe having a hard time because of what was going on internally. It's like until one gets through what they're processing, the truth may have not been available, or like this type of clarity may not have been accessible yet at that point, but then I'm seeing it become accessible. And it seems to like one gets more clear on what they're investing in as well. So I'm seeing you're going to get to where you're trying to go here, and that things really are going to click into place and be making a whole lot of sense, even though it may not be feeling like that right now. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.